here is where I'm at right now. I'm basically, I've stripped all of the, well, I took the doors off, as you can see, and I took all the components out, the door handles, the window regulators, and everything. I took everything on, so it's a bare shell. The only thing I do have to do is take off the hinges, because I'm going to paint those as well. I took off all the wiring, and I got to remove these clips, figure how to take those out. And I've started kind of just sanding it, getting rid of all the little, imperfections and stuff like that. I am going to get the angle grinder with the wire wheel attachment and remove all of the adhesive for the glass. And so once I remove all this, it'll be down to bare metal, and then I can primer it, and that'll be ready. What else have I done here? I did put on the subframe finally. I put it on. I found, the hardest thing about doing this after you've taken apart everything after 10 years is trying to remember what bolts went where, which is really hard. I did find a bunch of different bolts, and I think some of them are from the clip that I used this from, and then the USDM subframe for this one. But I put on 2 bolts, one on the front and then 2 on the back. But there's actually there's 4 more, and one of them I can't figure it out because it seems like a little too long. So I don't know. But I did go ahead. I actually today I got in the anodized motor mounts, black ones, and I can't find, and I don't know why that is, but I can't find anybody that sells a M12 1 by 1.25 socket head, a bolt that goes in here and here. So what I did was I ordered, of course it has to come from overseas, from China, a M12 1.75 bolt. And now if I can rethread that to a 1.25, I'll use that. As a backup, though, I bought a stainless steel threaded rod that is a 1.25 M12. So what I'm going to do, if that bolt doesn't work, is I'm going to go ahead and cut off the back end of that bolt and then use my TIG welder to weld on the socket head onto the threaded rod. And I've done that before on the frame of my Ruckus. Now, this is a whole different thing because it's holding on the motor, but the way I do it, and you'll see if I have to do it, but if you look back on one of my videos that says making a bolt for the Honda Ruckus frame or rear sets or something like that, you'll see how I made that stainless steel bolt. But I'm going to do the same thing here if that one bolt doesn't work. And but that's what I'm doing now. I'm getting all this prepped ready. I got to remove all of this adhesive here as well, all around the perimeter. And then tomorrow, hopefully, if I get all this done today, I can go ahead and spray all the door jambs on the vehicle. And then I'll tackle the doors, get the door jambs all done with that. And then get all this done as well. And inside here, I do have to do a little bit of body work inside here and right there and stuff like that. Make sure to remove all this junk that's all flaking off and remove these clips. I was looking on eBay and I found the each fender, left and right fender, for I think it was $60 each. So I was like, all right, I might as well just get them, because the fenders that I had on the car before used to have the holes for the molding here, and I had just kind of welded them in, and then of course it looked kind of ugly in the back, and so I just ordered them without the holes. Of course I do have the side markers that I'll have to cut out a hole, but I can do that after I paint. So what I did now was I scuffed them up with the Scotch-Brite pad, because they come already primed and ready to paint, but you got to kind of, you know, scuff them up a little bit, make sure the paint sticks really good. I got some wax and grease remover that I'm gonna go ahead and clean these off with, and then give them a first coat of paint. I also bought the rear bumper because I figured I was gonna cut the hole in it first before I painted, but I think if I paint it first, then I could just mask off the area and mark it exactly where it needs to go and then cut it. So yeah, so I was gonna, ideally what I wanted to do was take all of this stuff and put it into a paint booth and paint it, but I can't find a paint booth that anybody wants to rent, so because I would need to leave it there for at least, you know, 3 days, you know, because what I would do is paint it, clear coat it, and then let it sit, and then sand it, give it color sand, and then give it a final coat of clear with no pearl or nothing inside the clear, just to give it that extra gloss, you know, to it. So what I'm gonna do, and hopefully I don't screw this all up, is I'm going to go ahead and paint the fenders and the rear bumper, and then maybe if I get all this done today, I'll take these, put them in storage, let them dry for however long, and then bring the front bumper tomorrow. Here is the first, well actually, I've already put multiple coats of paint on these fenders. The only problem I've had doing it outside is you can see there's all these small little flies that just love to dive bomb into the wet paint, and so I've had to kind of, I don't know, dig them out after, let it dry, and then sand it. And I've got a couple of little things, I don't know if you could see that right there and right there. I mean, for the most part it's come out pretty good. Color looks pretty nice. I can see some spots where I need to do another coat because the black primer is showing through, but other than that it's coming out pretty good. I think I'm going to go ahead and take that Scotch-Brite pad and go over those little some of that trash that's fallen in there. This one has come out pretty good. I don't see a lot of it. There's just really small particles, and then I can take care of that easy enough. And yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just stuff flying in the air. Yeah, I really wish I had a paint booth to do all this in, but it is what it is, and I'll do my best doing this to try and get it out. So I'm gonna try and dig this damn thing out right there and give it another coat. I'll go ahead and do both fenders. I still need to do the bumper. You can see that it just gets covered with all of this stuff flying in through the air. I'll have to go over it with a tack cloth over again before I do the paint on this. So here it is. What I did was of course I did the base, and then I did 2 coats of the clear coat with the flake or the pearl in it, and then I did 2 coats of just straight clear, nothing added to it. And I think the only places that I got to maybe touch up or something is like right here where a fly landed right in it, and right here, Other than that, yeah, the bumper's done. Of course, there's something else right there again. But usually, if you let it dry fully, you can just wash those guys off. So it stayed pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with it. There's a little bit of orange peel. I don't know if you can see it, like right there, but you can. Like I say, I'm pretty happy with it for actually having to do this outside. So here are the hubs. These are the ones that I ordered on eBay. And so I went, and of course, like I said before, the stud is really loose in there. Doesn't fit all, even the new one that I bought. All right, so I went to auto parts store and ordered a second set of hubs, and these ones on eBay, they look identical. Yeah, looks like identical. They all look the same size. And these ones here on eBay were $65 with the bearings. These I bought at the auto parts store, and these were $100 for just the two hubs. So at first glance, hole on the auto parts store one definitely looks way smaller than the eBay one. All right, cool. So I pull off the stud on this one, which fits loose, of course, in that one. They look pretty much the same size, but they fit. I mean, usually when you put a stud in, you have to either press it in or put a lug nut and then put it in so that the splines press into the hub. These ones look like they fit perfect in there. And then there's just a little bit of movement unless it's sitting all the way flat. And then I thought, well, maybe these are smaller. I'll use the ones that I got off the other one. It's the same thing. So I'm not sure what to do here because I can't keep on buying hubs and getting the wrong sizes. I know when you install these extended wheel studs, they say you're supposed to weld on the stud, put a tack weld or a weld of some sort on the back end, and I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Alright, so this is what I've been up to today. I finished painting the front bumper, and I just went ahead and just masked off the center grille, and later on, after it finishes drying, I'll mask it off and then paint it just black, but I'm letting it dry right now. And then the fenders on both of them, I just went ahead and sanded them both flat because they had a little bit of orange peel. The texture was really rough, so I went ahead and sanded those flat and gave it a nice flood coat, and came out a lot better this time. I did use a new gun, or a clear coat gun that I got at Harbor Freight. It actually worked really well. It's this guy right here. It was $130, and I was just using those cheapo I don't know, like $30 ones I think they have that comes with a pack of, sometimes they come in a pack of 2, but I bought this one because I wanted the clear coats to come out a little bit nicer. And yesterday I used the cheapo gun for the clear coat, and today I used this gun for the clear coat. And this one actually atomizes the material a lot better than the cheaper gun. And so you can see that it actually looks a lot nicer. Alright, so here I am after work, and all of the door jambs are painted and clear coated. Now, because it is dark, well, not dark, but the sun it's evening, I can't really tell how the clear came out, if it's smooth or not. Well, basically I've spent the last 2 days or 2 evenings after work sanding all the little crevices, taking off all the old paint, removing these things, which are a pain in the ass. But I got them off, and I've painted, looks like I've painted everything. I went ahead and painted this area right here because I didn't want it to, I don't know, it's going to be covered by the fender anyways, but, so what I really wanted to do was get all this stuff painted, because I ordered the windshield, and it's just the regular USDM windshield, which is like $140. So I got this package in this morning, and I had called Password JDM a couple of days ago and asked about the Kevlar ducts that I had ordered, because it's been already almost 2 months, I guess. So when I had talked to them, they said that they had one of them in stock and they were waiting for the other one to be made. So I just told them, send me that other one, that way I can cut the hole or whatever for the bumper and have it ready for when the other one comes in. So this is, I believe, the right side? Yeah, right side. And yeah, yep, EGR, right side. And it's yeah, Kevlar duct. And so now I painted the bumper a couple of days ago, so that's ready. I can just, all I need to do is I guess cut the opening, and I'm not sure how you attach these. It doesn't come with any instructions or anything like that, so I guess I'm gonna have to look online. I'm not sure if you use a urethane or some sort of adhesive to glue it on. Well, we'll figure it out. This is the Live Sports spoiler, and I actually painted that today is, what is today? Today's Monday, and I painted it Saturday. I also painted the brackets for the fenders, you know, a couple little small things, but this was one of the main things I wanted to get done. So that's done, came out pretty nice. So today, Monday, I am doing this. I went to the junkyard on, I think it was last Friday, and I picked up a new, well, not new, but picked up a set of door handles, and I got a couple of other things. I can't remember all the clips for the windshield moldings and stuff like that. So this right here is the side skirts. These are made by company called Wings West, and there used to be a thing like a, I don't know if it's not there anymore, but there used to be a badge that said it was made by Wings West, and these are made out of ABS plastic. And I painted them red when I first got them to match the car, and I never mounted them. And of course, they've sat for years and years. These are actually Mugen replicas, but the Mugen ones are made out of fiberglass. I really like these ones because they're made out of that ABS plastic, so they don't crack and they'll actually flex. They won't just break. And because I've owned several of the fiberglass side skirts, and that's the first thing that happens. It just cracks and messes up. So yeah, I got 2 of these. They're already sanded, ready to go. This is the gas tank filler door. Sanded both sides. That's ready. This is the neck for the gas tank filler, and I'm going to paint this. I had debated on what to do with this. Either paint it black to match the underside or paint it the same color as the car. Now everything under the car is pretty much orange, or actually black, because I did the black Raptor liner. So I think this will kind of give it a different look if I painted this the same color as the car. And then these are the brackets that bolt onto the body, and I'm just going to clean these up and paint these black. And outside here I have the door hinges, and I've sprayed paint stripper on them. Here is 2 coats of the base color on the side skirts, door handles, and the gas tank lid, and the filler neck. So after the second coat, I'm going to wait about another 15 minutes, let it dry a little bit more, and then start applying the clear coat. I'm still letting these things do their thing with the paint stripper. So yeah, these ones aren't going to be done today. I actually have the hinges for the hatch that I got to strip as well. I'm still on the fence whether to paint them black or the same color as the car. I don't know yet, but I got a little time to figure it out, I guess. So after I took apart all the hinges, door hinges, and the glass hinge or rear hatch glass hinge, I sprayed the paint stripper on there, and I just let it sit for couple of days. It dried up, of course, but then it made it a little easier because I just got the wire brush on the angle grinder and just cleaned everything up, and cleaned the hinge pins, and I still got to clean the clips. I decided to go ahead and paint them the same color as the car. I had kind of debated on whether to paint them black, but I decided in the end, not to have such a big contrast. So I'm going to go ahead and just paint them the same color of the car. And the other reason why I decided to do that was because I bought 2 more quarts of the paint that I needed because I was running low. And when I opened the can, for some reason it looked, I don't know, the color looked off. So what I'm going to do is paint the hinges the new with the new paint and see if it matches, because last night I actually went home, finished sanding the roof, and I sprayed the roof, and I noticed a couple of imperfections in the paint before I did the clear coat, so I just left. I have to sand it, smooth it out again, and fix those little imperfections. But when I go home tonight, of course it was dark when I finished. So tonight when I get home, I'm gonna go outside, double check it again, make sure that paint matches, because I don't want to paint the doors and the quarter panels and then have them not match the bumpers and the fenders. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and paint these with the new paint, and then they should be dry by the time I leave today, and I can kind of match them up to the paint that I've already did inside the engine bay and stuff like that, and see if this paint in fact is going to be the same color. If not, I'm going to have to take the paint back and see if they can either make me a new batch or try and match the old gallon that I had bought. So I'm going to go, I've already stripped these, and I'll go ahead and paint them. So here they are, assembled. I let them dry for a couple more hours, and they look really, really nice. So yeah.